movie rated
You get
R?
0?
Like what?
2.
You get 1? Oh.
Depending
Okay,
on
here we go.
sexual, you know, all that stuff.
Hey everybody, welcome back to In the Can. I've got a house full of very talented people in studio today. We're going to be talking about a very interesting movie called The Land. And with us is Stephen Cable Jr., he's our director, and the filmmaker here. And you brought just about anybody that had anything to do with the film.
Yes.
Here they all are. We got our skaters here. This is great. Stephen, let's talk about this a little bit. This movie was inspired by a pretty personal experience with you. I mean, it's set in Cleveland, your hometown, but you were in LA, and tell us what happened.
No, for sure. I mentor a lot in Cleveland and in LA, and I ran across these two kids who were skateboarding, and they sold marijuana, evidently, as a means of sponsoring their way out of skateboarding. So they were using it for trucks, and they were using it for skate competitions, and I thought there was an interesting plot there. But at the same time, you know, I was thinking about like what we went through back at home and stuff, and some of the issues of kids who have gone that route and how easy it is. And so that touched me because I had so many friends growing up in Cleveland, Ohio, to where they got caught up in selling drugs or even doing drugs or any other kind of crime. And I just wanted to showcase that story and tell it from a different perspective.
So when you say that to get out of skating, what does that mean? I mean,
to get out by skating. So basically, like kids, what they do is they take videos of themselves. They try to get sponsored with like YouTube clips. Then all of a sudden, sponsorship comes from either a Nike brand or a Diamond or anybody who's involved in the skate world, and they start getting money for pictures and going to competitions and all that kind of jazz.
Well, you need money. You need money.
But you need money to get into some competition, and you need money if you're not, if you don't have already sponsorship, you need to pay your own, and then if you need to get camera equipment and stuff like that, sometimes it's not for free.
It's crazy. Like you need the video to show that you're good, and then you need money
to get the video.
They need the stuff.
So it's kind of like investment capital, right? So you have to raise the money somehow to build your business and build your brand and all that. But
you
need money to make money.
Yep, exactly.
And essentially, it's about what happens, the consequences of a faster way of getting that that money. So trapped. So trying to get out of the trap by trapping is essentially what we tried to do.
Yeah.
So we made a film about it.
So we made a film about it.
So where's the story here? Obviously, you know that's an issue, but where's the story here? And we're looking at the cast right here. These are the guys that made it all happen.
Yeah.
And you've all bonded pretty much over the last little while. But where's the story at?
What story in the film or within us?
Let's start with the film.
With the film itself, these four boys basically are trying to get into these skate competitions, are trying to get sponsored, and at first they're looked at as criminals. You know what I mean? They commit crimes in order a way to get, make money. Again, another easy outlet back at home where we're from, and so they come across this car that has these pills, and they decide to sell these pills and devote their summer to selling just for this one summer these pills and make some money while they pursue their dreams. But somebody gets caught up into it, this man right here, and starts to take it further beyond. And again, it's coming from his perspective. The film is kind of told from his perspective. This is the one kid that kind of really digs deep into it. So it's different from other films to where it's like, we're not following the exception. We're following the one kid who's the troublemaker. And then this is his crew. So George here plays Cisco.
I am, yep.
Rafi plays Patty Cake, AKA PC. Moises plays Junior. Ezzy plays Booby, which is kind of a character based off of me. And then Machine Gun Kelly plays Slick. He's like the neighborhood guru, like, the comic relief, and he really brings in, sets the tone for the film.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And I know you guys have a varying degree of experience in acting, right? I think. This is your first film?
This is my first film.
First film?
My
First film?
too, yeah.
I know you've done some things before.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. That's always the question of who hasn't been a part of a film, because obviously it brings out the question of how difficult was it to get into the flow, right? But what people don't realize is Ez and MGK and all these people that we were surrounded by in Cleveland actually gave us actors an understanding of the city, an understanding of how people, like the psychology behind it, So at the end of the day, being actually there, let's say 2 weeks before actually getting into principal photography, we were there just sort of vibing out, living together, moving studio equipment to them being able to make tunes together. And by that creativity, the bond became ridiculously genuine. And with that, there was really no acting. It was just psychologically, we're from Cleveland.
Right.
We're homies. We're trying to evolve or, I guess, move from where we're at. let's get out of here.
Yeah, and that's got to be super important to you, Stephen, obviously, as a guy who's got to direct a group of people who may or may not have been together before. But you know, whenever you grow those bonds off camera, that will, by definition, show on camera. Did you guys feel that way?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
They came naturally.
Steven's idea to put us together and have us live together, and I was like, oh my god! And then I got there and I was like, I'm so in love with these boys. It's ridiculous. And literally, that is the basis of our chemistry. And had it not been that way, the film would not be the way it is today.
Yeah, and Stephen, also, sorry, you like to capture moments that aren't necessarily written. You know,
A lot of those.
over
a lot
the
of those
weekend
on
when
film.
we were supposed to be chilling, when we were supposed to be relaxing, we were all very excited. I wouldn't necessarily say excited, but very down, very willing to get these moments that Stephen wanted to at a carnival, which
sure.
leads to one of the craziest stories about the film, how we captured it. But you know, just the backbone of the story, us in Skatopia and things like that, were genuine moments that we were just.
And that's the question I have. Did the story change at all based on what you saw these guys coming to the set with?
For sure. George isn't necessarily from like that hardcore, gritty neighborhood. So we had to tap into that. And when I realized, the one kid I was looking for to be so like in tune and so hard in film, I needed a level of sympathy. And he brought that, and he balanced that out really well. And then we shot at locations, and like, man, if you know Cleveland, like it'll rain, it'll snow in the middle of May, it'll do whatever. And like we had to adapt, there were scenes in there where we were skateboarding, it rained, and we just had to keep shooting. And so I learned to like, I guess, surrender to the land itself and really commit to it. And then we kind of just worked off of that. It was troubles behind set and on set of like, example, Kels had his tour going at the same time, mad love for coming through, and still being a part of this film. And when he came to the set, we had the script, we did what we needed to do, and again, he added another layer to it, so we kind of just opened it up to where there was some improv, and because of the time constraints, and we had to hurry up and push through a lot of the scenes, and so we settled on, you all know your character, you all know where you're from, you all know where we have to go, just bring it, and if these lines don't work, they don't work, and then we just kept bouncing off each other.
It takes an incredible amount of trust for a director to act, to work that way, because you do have directors, and you understand this, that really just put a white knuckle grip on their production,
And especially when it's written. I feel like you have a crazy connection to the actual words, especially when it's a writer director.
The only time where I would say it got difficult, and it wasn't on their skill set at all, it was more so like they vibed so well, and he had to sometimes be like the bad guy of the group. So I have to separate him from these three, because when they're together, it's just nothing but energy, it's just nothing but them jumping off the walls and like, they're excited.
You're way too positive.
So he was way too positive. He's like,
These
I
guys
wanna
made you
go
too
to
happy.
this out. And so we got multiple times where we just had to pull him to the side and had to talk to him, get him that mindset, because he is the nicest dude ever. So you really see him transform in his role and for the film.
So you've seen the film.
I've seen the film.
Nobody else has seen the film. You're premiering tonight. We are taping this on a Tuesday, so Tuesday evening. What do you expect? Are you guys any butterflies there? You
So
excited?
much.
You scared? You,
Yesterday, I heard one of the songs that Erica dropped, just a verse from it.
and just real quick, Erica Badu. I think she referred to herself as the neighborhood hoe.
Yes.
She was.
She was brought into the
I
production.
refer to her as a surrogate mother.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. These are words from her mouth, not
This is
mine.
quotes for sure.
That's her touch. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
so she was in the
right.
film, and she also brought some musical talent. out.
And like, I mean, I don't have any expectations, but when I heard her song and I knew exactly what it was trying to say from the movie about, about my character Cisco, and like leaving all these hardships and the fear and all the turmoil that was happening with him, like. If it's that emotional, like that song was, and that's just like one part of that movie. It's one song. With every single element, man, I don't even know.
I think I want to shed light on like all the cool things that happened off screen that people will never know about. Like they were just talking about like when they were shooting the Puerto Rican festival, there was a real shooting that happened.
While you were shooting.
While they were shooting, yeah,
That
and
was
10 feet
shooting.
away from where we were shooting.
yeah, like
shooting it.
when I came to set, I couldn't walk. I had cellulitis, right? So we had to work around the fact that my leg wouldn't even work. So, we were doing things like, it was just so many things
But
behind.
all the odds against it.
Yeah, it was just like you were saying, like, God damn it, it's raining. Come on, man. Come on, Cleveland, you great city. Like,
It's that, exactly. No,
there's
he's
always
right.
something crazy going on. But and I think that, people should know that this was a thing that came together, and I've watched this the versions of the script develop over the last year and a half since he started showing me it, and then they did it in 5 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
And like, you know, he's not even from the States, dude, and he sounds like a straight up Cleveland boy, man.
It's
you
really
know?
cool to hear MGK talk like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because him being from Cleveland, him being in the culture, and him reacting that way, the only one that's seen it, gives us a sort of confidence, which sucks.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to go in there with amazing expectations, you know what
Well,
I'm saying?
within hours, you're all going to have that confidence, because like it or not, you're going to have to see this film. Is there going to be a Q&A, a little of that going on
There
after
is
that?
a Q&A. Bring the boys up and the cast up. We have a few members that aren't here, that are, you know, cast members that are here at Sundance, but not
Erica's
here with
in
us.
town as well, right?
Erica's in town. Nas is in town. Robert Hunter, he plays Elliot, a villain. We got like a whole bunch of dirt bike sequences in the film. That plays a huge element in Cleveland and in general. It's a hot thing right now, bike life. It's going to be an amazing film. It's a lot of moving pieces, and I can't wait for people to check it out.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good, and it's always exciting to see it in front of an audience as well. The film is called The Land. It is
Land.
premiering here at the
Hey.
Sundance Film Festival 2016. Make sure you check it out. Every single person in this studio, they're all excited to see it.
We are.
I think you should be as well. We got more in the
What?
can after this. Stay tuned.
Rock and roll, yeah.